Hey guys, today we'll be going over some pretty common squat mistakes to avoid. I myself have made all of the mistakes that I will be showing you guys in the video, so please never feel bad if you find yourself making some of these mistakes. I have been lifting for over 3 years now and I still film myself every week to see where I can improve on my form. So if you're not already filming yourself, I would recommend filming yourself, even though it can be sometimes kind of embarrassing, but just so you can see where you can improve on your form as well. In this video, we'll really just be going over squat mistakes to avoid. If you're looking for a more in-depth tutorial on how to squat with proper form, please check out my how to squat video that I linked down below. Let's get started. The mistakes we're going to notice here are the barbell is up on my neck instead of on my shoulders, causing my shoulders to shrug up and chin to tilt up, whereas on the left the barbell is on/behind my shoulders where it can comfortably sit without causing pain, and my head follows my movements instead of my chin constantly being pointed up like it is on the right. You'll also notice that my knees are caving in on the right, whereas they do not on the left. Your knees should point in the same direction as your toes. In some instances, for more advanced lifters using heavier loads, knees caving in may be necessary, but as you are starting out and learning correct form, be conscious of your knees caving in, as they should again be pointing in the same direction as your toes. Knees caving in can be indicative that your feet are positioned too far apart as well. So if you find that your knees are caving in, try placing your feet a little closer together and see if that helps. On the right, you'll also see that as I go down into the squat, the outsides of my feet come off the floor, and as I go back up, my heels come up off the ground as well. Your feet should be firmly planted on the ground at all times in order to provide proper stability and support for the movement and weight. These same mistakes to avoid can also be applied to squats on the Smith machine. Barbell is placed on the neck instead of the shoulders, causing pain on the neck and shoulders to shrug up. Feet are positioned too far apart, causing knees to cave in, and feet are coming off the ground and not staying flat on the floor. As we move to the back view, a lot of the same mistakes can be seen here. Barbell is placed too high on the neck instead of on the shoulders, feet are positioned too far apart, causing the knees to cave in, and feet are coming up off the floor. As we move on over to the Smith machine, we want to avoid all these same mistakes as well. A few more to add that we can see here are pushing the barbell into your neck to hold it into place, also causing your elbows to point straight behind you when they should be in line with your body/pointing down, as well as bending forward at the hips and leaning your upper body down in order to lower the weight. Your chest should always face forward and never to the ground when doing squats. Let's take a look from the side. Mistakes you can see here are anterior pelvic tilt/popping the booty out excessively, causing your lower back to round at the bottom of the squat. Your back should essentially stay in a straight line at all times to avoid unnecessary strain placed on your back. Here you'll also see that the barbell is up on my neck instead of on my shoulders like it is on the left. My chin stays tilted up on the right, making my back not neutral. As you see on the left, my head moves with the rest of my body throughout the entire movement. Another thing I like to say is control the weights, do not let them control you. On the right, this often happens when someone is lifting a weight that is too heavy for them. They drop down really quickly with no control over the movement, and then lift their butt up first to go back to starting position with their upper body following after. The squat should be a single fluid movement, as you can see on the left. Your body moves as a single unit up and down, not separated into different units or movements. If you find that you're separating the squat into lower body first, then upper body after, or vice versa, you may want to consider using a lighter weight. Another thing I like to say is good form is always more impressive than lifting heavy. Now you'll see that I'm rounding my back as well as lowering my upper body down to face the ground in order to go down into the squat. This is another form mistake that can often happen when you're lifting a weight that is too heavy for your body at this time. You want to make sure that your back remains in a neutral position with chest facing forward at all times, in order to keep your spine safe and to not place unnecessary strain on your back. Moving on to the Smith machine, I wouldn't necessarily say this is a mistake, but it is something to be aware of. Placing your feet farther forward and leaning back on the barbell as you go down. If you're doing this for a more quad-focused movement, great. But if you're unconsciously doing this and using the Smith machine to eventually move on to a free weight barbell, leaning back on the barbell and placing your feet too far forward may be poor practice for once you want to move to a free weight barbell, because there won't be anything for you to lean back on. Here, I'm leaning forward and facing my chest to the ground again in order to go down into the squat. My back is rounding and not neutral. My movements are isolated into separate movements instead of a single fluid movement. On the right, I'm utilizing an anterior pelvic tilt, popping my booty out excessively, causing my entire lower back to round at the bottom of the squat. Thanks so much for watching this video today, guys. If you found it helpful, of course, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on other helpful videos just like this. Again, if you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on how to squat with proper form and not just mistakes to avoid, please check out my how to squat video that I linked down below. I also have an entire playlist on exercise form so that you can improve your form for many different exercises. It is called exercise form, which I will also leave in the description as well for you to check out. My entire outfit is from TLF. If you'd like to check it out for yourself, I'll leave all the details, links, and my discount code down in the description box as well. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video today, guys. And of course, make sure to share it with your gym buddy because friends don't let friends lift incorrectly. Have a great rest of your week, guys.